think things could get better for me. And I remember thinking that, and within that week, this happened.
We've all heard about dumb lotto winners, those who lavish out and end up in millions of debt the next year. But did you know the first thing 42% of winners do is paying off debt? That is, the majority of folks are smart, and one guy even became a billionaire from his $85 million win. So in this video, we're going to see the top 10 smartest lottery winners of all time, and why we call them smart. The first story is about a guy who multiplied 10 times his net worth within just 12 years with the lottery he won. Number 10. Winner's warning. Brad Duke won a lump sum of $85 million in Powerball in 2005. His aim was to increase his net worth about 10 times as much. So he invested $45 million in low-risk ventures like municipal bonds, $35 million in high-risk assets like energy stocks, and another $1.3 million in the Duke Family Foundation. He didn't splurge on any big-ticket items like a fancy sports car or an expensive home. He built a team of trustworthy financial advisors. After just 1 year, the Idaho resident had grown his fortune to $1 billion. The next story is about a bus driver who multiplied his net worth 3 times by investing his entire lottery. Number 9. Newfound wealth. Mr. Peter Lavery, a former city bus driver, became Belfast's first millionaire Irish lottery winner after winning a massive £10.2 million back in 1996. He reinvested his winnings in a whiskey distillery and other properties. He expanded his whiskey investments into a partnership with Cooley Whiskey Distillery. He's gone on to more than triple his winnings worth and now has more than 30 properties spread across Northern Ireland. He's also set up the Rita and Charles Trust in memory of his beloved parents, those who probably haven't ever thought their son could be a millionaire. Enough about the bus driver. Who knew that the prediction of a fortune teller would transform a hairdresser into a millionaire? Number 8. Consistent jackpot. Just a few weeks after a fortune teller predicted she would come into money, hairdresser Sue Herdman won £1.2 million in 2010. Spending the cash on luxury items just wasn't for her. She decided to become a pig farmer, and now she owns a pig farm in northeast England and has over 7,000 pigs. On average, about 1,000 piglets are born in a week. From a hairdresser to an entrepreneur, that's an inspiring story, right? Alright, moving on to the next one. The next story is about a woman who has real hands-on experience with the reality of the lottery. Number 7. Visualized fortune. After her $112 million California lottery win in 2007, Cynthia Stafford became a successful businesswoman and philanthropist. She first shared some of her winnings with her brother and father. Soon after this, she invested in real estate properties and her new business, Queen Nefertari Production LLC. Cynthia Stafford now has an estimated net worth of $10 million. She's used the law of attraction but failed to focus on her life, which realized and changed her perspective on investments. A smart businesswoman for sure. The next story is that of a company worker transformed into a millionaire overnight. Number 6. Powerball jackpot. Lorraine West hit the Powerball jackpot in 2018 and walked home with $343.9 million. She was a single mom of 3 from the United States. West used to work with an insurance company before her big win. She donated $500,000 to the Travis Mills Foundation and established a charitable organization called Column Foundation. Her charity continues to offer financial support to animal welfare, veteran affairs, health, and education. To me, it seems like all the smart millionaires were great philanthropists too. The next story is about a hard worker who had become the owner of a successful battery business by investing in his lottery when most don't turn that way. Number 5. Florida State Jackpot. In 2007, Jason Fry scooped $14 million up from the jackpot. He chose to invest in and become the owner of a successful battery business. He purchased his favorite car, had fun with friends, and then, after having fun, invested the rest. He acquired a Fort Myers-based Batteries Plus stores and has even more ambitious plans to expand and bring in more revenue. Did you know only 30% of lottery winners are spending it wisely? Well, you can say Jason was one among the gems. The next story is about a worker at McDonald's who becomes a millionaire and beat his ex-boss in his food store. Number 4. Illinois State Lottery. Through his years of work at McDonald's, Chicago man Yancey Hicks had a dream. When his ticket turned up lucky in the 2008 jackpot, he won $1 million. He went from employee to owner, but not at the place you'd expect. He bought a Subway franchise after his lottery win and bought a red Corvette for $30K cash, but then got down to serious business, his food store. And he says that nothing beats being your boss. Winning $1 million doesn't mean you can go buy a mansion in the Caribbean. It gives you a chance to get a nice solid foundation and you can work from there. That's a smart move, right? Alright, moving on to the next one. The next story is all about a chemical tanker owner who transformed into a double glazing business within 13 years. Number 3. Lotto Jackpot. Mark Brudenell won the jackpot of £900,000 in 1997. He owned a 5-bedroom family home in Stockton-on-Tees, England at that time. When he won the lottery, he was driving a chemical tanker. He was also the manager of a local bakery. 4 years after winning the lottery, he used most of his winnings to set up a business. Mark and his wife have been running a double glazing business for the last 13 years. However, they also bought themselves a great home as well as some lovely cars, as they should. Moving on to the next one, who knew that a $30 ticket could change a barber's life into a more enjoyable one, being a single mom? Number 2. Black Titanium. Looking at Diana Sampson, you'd never guess that she's already 52 years old, and that once she worked as a visiting barber to feed 2 of her children and make ends meet. Now Diana enjoys her life and gets money from investments. She's invested in a lingerie business and a profitable restaurant and bought a few houses including abroad, which she leases out. And for the final one, we have a $2 million winner, who still stayed humble and hardworking after her win. Number 1. Elaine and Derek Thompson. Elaine Thompson won £2.75 million 25 years ago, but is still an M&S shelf stacker. Before you judge her, let's take a look at how she spent her millions. After winning the money, she immediately gave £1 million to her brother and also made her 2 children buy houses very early on for money security. She does the main shop in Morrison's, being careful to stay within her budget, and as she works in M&S, she also takes advantage of the 25% staff discount. Her secret can be summed up in 2 words: work ethic. Since her win, it sounds like she's working harder than ever. The family work ethic runs deep. Derek kept working at Motorola in the early years, and then 2 years after their win, they bought a holiday cottage resort in Dorset. She bought a new maroon Fiesta. From the start, they were determined their win wouldn't turn the kids' heads, or crucially, lead to friends accusing them of being posh. They've also been very involved with charitable work, lining up with other lottery winners and taking disadvantaged children to Lapland. She insists it hasn't changed the dynamics at work. I think people only treat you differently if you act differently. I don't. I'm just someone who had a bit of luck. A great model for all of us to follow. As the video comes to an end, how do you feel about these smart lottery winners? Have they done justice to the amount they've invested? How do you plan to invest your million wins? Let me know in the comments. Make sure to like the video, and if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon. See you in the next one.